G'day everybody, it's Matt Dawn from Lawnporn. Today's video is about grooming. Let's get your lawn on. Okay, grooming, what is it and why is it necessary for the low mow? You know, it would be fantastic if we could just get our cylinder mower and mow our lawn, nice 5mm low, and be done with that. Well, it would be great if it was fantastic like that. And I've seen it like, you know, 1,000 times before, people getting into the scene, you know, go, oh, I'm gonna get myself a cylinder mower, Matt, I'm gonna get myself tiff-tough just like you, and I'm gonna race out there, I'm gonna do a putting green, you know, and I've seen it just so many times, and I love the enthusiasm, it's great, but there's more to cutting and maintaining a low cut lawn than just using a cylinder mower. And this is why I suppose that maintaining low cut lawns is so involved. There's a lot more to it. Like I said before, it'd be great if we could just use a cylinder mower like the Allet here and maintain a low cut lawn. This has got a 10 blade, so more blades is better for lower cuts underneath 15mm, and I think this one does to about 6mm. But what will happen over time is that as the grass grows, it will get things called like lateral runners. It will get like runners going across the lawn, and they will build up on each other and start creating a bit of a more shade for the lower part of the canopy, and that will develop more thatch. So what will happen is that even though you're mowing low, the thatch layer will appear on the mow, and it doesn't look good. So it's harder to maintain. So you've got some options. At that point, you can raise your height of cut to hide the thatch, or you can vertically cut into the lawn to remove some of that thatch and cut those runners. So that's what grooming really does. Now I might spin it around here, baby, so that you've got the sun. I've got how I built this, and I'll put a link up in the description here because I built this a few years ago. Recently I had a friend, a magnificent friend, David, who borrows this from time to time, takes it up Melrose, and he fixed it all up for me. And I've also got, it's probably a little bit hard to see, can you see a little blue bar under there, baby? Yep. Yep, little blue bar should be there. So he fit that for me. So there's a bit more clearance between, what I had there was the sole plate before, a bit more clearance between the lawn and that blue bar. So massive thanks to David for that. It's just impressive, and mate, you can borrow any of my stuff anytime, as you know. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying before. So we're vertically cutting. You'll notice that there's a lot of vertical blades there, and they're very thin and close together. So number one thing about the groomer is that it is a vertical cut that does not go into the ground. These blades are not strong enough to go into the ground. The idea of grooming, and you'll groom things like Tiff Tough Cooch and other cooches, fine leaf stuff, is that it will gently take out some of the thatch layer underneath, but at the same time also cut the laterals that are crisscrossing in your lawn and making your lawn sort of like not uniform and not look the same and start graining and everything. But it'll also make growing points in the top of the plant, which is the crown. So why are we doing this? We're doing this because we're thinning out the grass to maintain a low cut, and then creating more growing points at the top of the plant so that it thickens up and is a bit more uniform and the same. And it's really easy on the lawn as well. Like after you've done it and done a cut afterwards, it's going to look pretty much not too bad and recover in a day or two. This lawn that we're at now, I did the grooming about 3 days ago, and as you can see, fantastic. Now, vertical cutting, you might think of verticutters. Now, a verticutter is different to a groomer. As you can see there, the blade is thicker and they're further apart. If we put it next to the grooming reel, you can see that it is quite further apart. There's about 4 blades to every 2 blades here, and this is quite a bit thicker and stronger than this. So grooming is different to verticutting. Verticutting will go on the ground a few millimeters, and same thing, it's removing some thatch, it's getting rid of the lateral runners, and I suppose it will cut some of the top of the plant as well for more growing points, but the main aim with this one is just to open up the ground a bit and get rid of thatch and lateral runners. So after doing a verticut on your lawn, you'll notice that it'll be a bit more chopped up, and it'll take a week or 2 for full recovery. So that's the real difference. Now, you've probably seen things like this. This is one of the Alec cartridges. To confuse things up, they call this a scarifier, but basically these little tines will go in and remove thatch. They pick it up and then throw it into the bucket, and that will remove the thatch that's underneath without affecting the top of the grass too much. It is very similar to the process of what a groomer does. However, the groomer will look after the lateral runners a bit better and obviously create growing points at the top of the plant because it's chopping into it. So that's the real difference there. You know, how often do you groom? Well, you groom during the growing season, perhaps early spring right through to about mid-autumn. That's when my grass grows here mostly. And how often do you do it? Well, it's personal preference. Some people like to be very regimented and do it every second mow, especially if you're looking after your lawn and you're just trying to keep it looking the same all the way through. Obviously you're going to be minimising that thatch build-up and you'll be looking after those lateral runners. Look, I sort of look at the lawn and go, yeah, I think I might do it, or I don't. It equates for me for about once every fortnight is when I'll do a grooming. You can get as fussy as you want about it, but you know, that's just me. That's the routine I like. So how does grooming come into the equation of maintaining a low cut? Well, obviously you're going to be cutting load, part 1 of the equation, and I've got a video about this if you want to check it out. It's the top 3 tips of the low mow. I did it many years ago. Nice low cut with the cylinder mower. From time to time you'll need to do grooming, and the grooming will, like I said, cut out the thatch, cut the laterals, create more growing points. And then the third part of the equation, not talking about like watering and fertilizers and everything else and weed control that goes with maintaining a lawn, but the third thing is plant growth regulator. I use Primo Maxx as my plant growth regulator, and what that does is that it will send the vertical growth laterally so it stays low, and will also thicken up the plant and will also make the roots grow a little bit deeper. So it just changes the growth pattern of the lawn, and it's an ease of maintenance thing as well, because you won't have to mow so much. It just keeps nice and low and locked in. Those people that are really keen, that, you know, they just go, wow, I want to go out and get a cylinder mower and have a putting green in my yard, and I'm going to do that and it's going to be great. Do realise that you need to get into grooming. Problem about that is that, you know, you might have to make your own machine up. This is a Scott Bonner 45 17-inch. So I got some parts from different people and everything like that, and I've made that groomer up. Or, you know, alternatively, if you've got something like an Alec, you can sort of get away with doing verticutting, perhaps once a month. You know, do it, you know, when you don't need the lawn looking its best for the next week, sort of thing. And a nice gentle option of getting thatch out is something like this with the tines, which they call a scarifier. So it's cylinder mowing, grooming and plant growth regulator to maintain a fantastic lawn. Obviously, you've got to be consistent with your mowing and your cultural practices for looking after the lawn. Thanks for watching this video. Get your lawn on and be sure to subscribe and smash the like button. That really helps me grow. Catch you later.